Hey everybody, Mr. Nobody here. Today going to go over how to use a controller for mist survival. But before I do that, I'll explain why I have this picture up and everything. So first, alright, go ahead and show you what's wrong about using the standard configurations for mist survival as of right now. So go ahead and go into the game. Not fully into the game, just enough, and I'll explain a lot of things. Right now I am using a Xbox One controller for mist survival. So go into the options, and here is the biggest problem about using a controller. This is for your mouse, only your mouse. The little scroll, as you see the mouse just scrolling around, it cannot, the mouse feature does not work on the controller, and you need the mouse feature. Otherwise, here's all of this. Alright, first, before getting fully started, I want you guys to hit default, and then go ahead and change. If you want to do this, we're going to use something to help bridge the gap for to be able to use a controller fully on mist survival. So the thing you need to change is you need to go to where is it? The sprint option, and change it from shift to Z. You will learn why, but that is important. You need to change that. And also to note, as you're looking, there is no escape button whatsoever, so you cannot get the pause menu for saving without using your escape button. So now that I showed you that, and the fact that you can create a WASD, but as I said, in game you cannot do that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just quit. Yeah, I'm using an Elgato to record all this, and to show you that I am using the controller. I don't have a webcam on right now, but I am using the Xbox One controller, and I'm gonna go over each area. Everybody knows triggers, bumpers, up, down, left, right, and you got your third L button and third R button. They're the joysticks. You just push them down like you would a button. Not push them forward, push them back, left, right, but straight down. Then you got these keys. Alright. Now, so we got a total of, because you also got to set one button up as the sacrifice button, and I'll explain that as well. So you got a total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 buttons. Alright. Now, the app I'm using is called JoyTookie. A lot of you are asking, what is JoytoKey? So go to the website JoytoKey.net. It is a keyboard emulator, meaning it emulates keys from a keyboard. Why is that convenient? Because any PC game that is not controller compatible, you have to use keys, WASD for movement, the mouse, whatever. You can actually, with JoytoKey, create a mapping on your controller to play those games with the controller. So you can literally turn any PC game into a controller-friendly game. Excuse me. Been sick lately, so I apologize for coughing. Where was I? Oh, yeah. So, all right, that's what it is. It is freeware, so it is free. You just click that. You can purchase it. They they have not. I've had this for years. They have not, charged me or denied me the use of it, and it's been years. I have not purchased a license key. You can. They're only like $9.99. You'll stop getting, because every so often when you start it, you'll get a please consider buying a license key. And but right now it's not mandatory. What does it all do? As you can see, when you start it up, you would get this. And you're probably wondering what all these are. Well, on the controller, see, up, down, left, right, it tells you what buttons your controllers, like what you're using and highlighting. You're wondering, well, first I should actually tell you how to. I kept profile 1, that was normal. You just go in, click new, it opens up another profile, and then just rename it. For me, Nintendo, like for my Nintendo emulator, I use that. But Miss Survival. The reason I told you to, I think I told you so. Yeah, Z. That's right. I told you to make Sprint Z because we needed the Shift key. The reason is for my left bumper. If you're not familiar with the bumper, it's this button right here, not the trigger or the L3 right there. It's the bumper. Sorry, being sick is kind of rough on the throat. It's still have, sore throat, but all right. Yeah, so I turn that when you go in, I'll go ahead and show you. You get all these different categories. You can do disabled, where nothing's popped up. Keyboard 1, which they just call keyboard. You can assign one button as 4 key pushes. Keyboard 2, you can do the same as keyboard, except it can emulate over. So depending on the rotation. So your first time, like say you put this button to do whatever all together. Like if you're a Magic caster, this is great. You'd be able to go boom, and then when you push the button again, it can cycle through your next group to your next group. On World of Warcraft, this was great. But when I used to play it. So you're able to do multiple button pushes depending, and having this as a set really helped me out. Then you got your mouse feature 1, which this controls your movement with the mouse going left, your movement with the mouse going right, your movement with the mouse going up, your movement with the mouse going down. This controls the wheel speed going up and the wheel speed going down. I can't remember this particular one, but these cursor movement, cursor or wheel rotation. So I'm guessing this is if you have a ball, also a mouse ball, but this actually works. Also, you can choose if it's the left button, the wheel button, not the wheel itself, so not the wheel movement, making it go up and down, but the button when you push it down and it clicks. The right, and then if you have any extra mouse buttons. Sometimes there's a lot more than that. And then mouse 2, a little different. I never had to do this one, but for me, I did special. You click on joystick 2. So it acts as the shift function. So my left bumper now becomes shift, and it goes to joystick 2 configuration. Probably wondering what's that mean. Whenever I hold shift, it now becomes a secondary configuration. So if I hold shift and push up, I get quick slot 1, right quick slot 2, down quick slot 3, and quick slot 4. Left is 5 and 6. So I did keyboard 1, keyboard 2, part 1, part 2. Yeah, here, see, keyboard 2, a 3, 4. So whenever I hit the button down again, it goes to the 4th, and then if I hit it down again, it'll go back to the 3rd, 4th, 3rd, 4th. A little switching. And if I hold it down and hit what I have button 2 as, which is inventory, then I'll do inventory. If I don't hold the shift down, it will become quick stats. So quick stats normal, and then left bumper and button 2 equal the inventory. So you can actually have 2 whole controller configurations together. I have up as light because it's just a little bit quicker action, and then my left and right without pushing the bumper keeps me peek right, peek left. Down is just the craft menu. I'll show you a lot of this when I go in. Some of the stuff I have to fix, like the EFV. I still use my keyboard for most of it. Like opening doors, I have to use the keyboard because if you go to a regular door with this configuration, it will actually try to unlock or break open a opened or not needed for door. Same with drinking water. So, but you're probably wondering, all right, what about the mouse movements? That's where this comes in. I told you about the mouse wheel. See, I moved it to 50, minus 50 for the left, plus 50 for the right, plus 50 up, and then that's minus 50 down. So that controls, like, let me click off. Well, you can't see my hand, but see, I'm using my controller now for that. Hopefully you can hear it clicking, so I'm moving it hard. So it works. But you're probably wondering why what was I talking about with a suicide or a drop button? See, drop button to prevent conflictions. Also, you can comment, make notes, so you know exactly what you're doing. And then I put sacrifice button. It's on the Xbox controller, it's the little double window. But go ahead, you have to keep this running once you get it going. So go ahead and go back in the game. As soon as it wants to load. Go ahead and we'll go to options. We'll go to mapping. And the reason why, now when I push see, I just touched my controller, and you can recognize the Xbox One button. In order to prevent your controller conflicting, because it does have the controller program, from conflicting with the Steam setup, you must put a button down that the game will think is the controller speaking. So once you do this, you're free to map your controller and JoytoKey together for this. Because if you do not set up a sacrifice button, it doesn't matter if you make them exactly the same. For the most part, you will be jittery and not do anything. Also, sprinting does not work when you hold shifts or hold whatever button you make is the shift key and run. You'll just do the running man in place. No stamina gets used. You don't move anywhere. So you have to have sprint directly programs on here. So I'm still tweaking, but that's just showing you that's why you need a sacrifice. And as I said, you will be able to use, I'm using my controller again. So yeah, you'll be able to use that. So that's what that is. So go ahead and back up. If you're wondering real quick, what did I choose for graphics? Just medium. I don't have that great of a graphics computer. Yeah, I really don't. So go ahead and I'll just go into my continued game. I'm more of a controller person than a keyboard. I can play keyboard, but don't ask me to do first-person shooter or anything with a keyboard. I can do slow stuff with the keyboard. I mean, if you played a keyboard all your life, then you're good. I haven't. I grew up as a console boy. So Atari, Nintendo, joysticks and consoles. That was it. So I just wanted to help try to create a way for those who, or give them an option for those who want to actually play this with a controller, because they get fed up with the keys, because it gets daunting. So many more options on a keyboard, but yet it doesn't feel as bad when you're playing it on a controller. It's just weird. It's like controller mechanics. I've had people who played on keyboards their whole life, and they are uncomfortable with a controller, but they love the keyboard. As you can see, that I am using my controller. That I am. This is what happens when you put all the key select buttons in one. See? This, I have to keep on doing that, so I just go up to it and open it with the E button. That has unsafe water in it. That has safe. I am currently distilling water, as you can see. I made my mouse buttons my trigger buttons. So aim with the left, shoot or punch with the right. Also, the right bumper is my reload. And as I said before, push the B button on the controller, and I told you it brings up quick stats. Hold the shift and push B again. It brings, as you can see, brings that up. If I hit Y, it becomes the move button. See? Drop that. But if I hold shift, the left bumper, and Y, it becomes to sleep on the ground. And as I told you, there's no key mapping for escape, but I put it in as the mini button. So I can come in, do what I need to do. I got the jump. I got sprint. As I said, if I hold shift, push up, it becomes the gun. If I push up without holding it, light, that's when I push right. That's, as you can see, that's down. I'll push down again. The machete. Left. Left. Oh yeah, I guess you can't pull the crowbar out. But push left again, see? Go back. So it's not that bad. A lot of also things some people have problem with is going up the ladder. The trick for going up the ladder is just walk to it and then immediately hit the interaction button. You normally, 9 times out of 10, you will climb up. Another thing people wonder is, can you fall off these? You can jump off, and these load after the player loads. So if you end up saving on here, and you start the game and you keep falling, trick is keep hitting the escape button back and forth, and eventually you will it'll eventually load the water tower in before you. So any surface you keep falling through after a save, just hit the escape button multiple times, and again you will spawn on top. Yeah, I'm doing okay. But go ahead and get out of this. I'm trying to think of... Oh, I gotta remember to come back out for that little guy. Yeah, I had to start a new game due to the fact that my file got corrupted. So I'm not even going to be saving this, but show you my little humble abode. Yeah, still a few glitches. Like, let's see. Like, see, 0 cans. And it has the old tag on it. So that didn't sound... Alright. Through this back here. Didn't see any other things. I mean, there's nothing else I can go here. I might throw a locker or something back here. But felt like that was the best place for that. It gave me room to put storage and that. One of these. You're probably wondering why I got 2. That has that water barrel has unsafe water in it. So when you click on it, see, unsafe. Come over here. Got my water distillery or purifier, and see, safe water. I just take that with me to the lake. I actually store the bucket in it, so I don't forget it, because that's usually. And then I just go back and forth with the water. Haven't made any of that yet. Still learning how to use those, especially this little thing. It's like you click on it and it's just like text blocks. This one doesn't even say anything about it. The red shield, for those who don't know, is, well, saying you're undefended. But once you put a livestock fence, since they are unbreakable as of right now, but yeah, so that's pretty much it. I said you can do a lot of stuff with the controller. All right, go ahead and exit to desktop. All right, to show you that I was using a controller. Well, besides you seeing that my controller's making that move, it right well, showing JoytoKey's active. Huh. Usually the Xbox icon shows up, but guess because of this, taking it. But yeah, JoytoKey is very good. I've actually enjoyed it. Like I said, it's free to use. And you saw that I sacrificed my one button in the center. And yeah, it actually is a lot more fun using the controller for me than it is the keyboard. Like I said, I still use the keyboard as a backup sometimes. So, example, if I really need something out of one of my like an immediate, I need a gun, then I can just hit 1 through 6 on the thing, or on the keyboard. So same with opening the doors and stuff. I mostly use it for getting stuff. I just gotta figure out a way to make the separate the interactions. But other than that, all right. Hopefully this helps some people. All right, take it easy. Till next time, Mr. Nobody out. See ya.